AskReddit by Primal Carnivore Chick. What things were you told growing up that were just plain lies? I always thought adults were geniuses that knew everything. I once asked my dad how waves at the beach were made. He said whales. I believed that for years. On this one I've got to give props to your dad. He might not have known the answer, but he sure was a quick thinker. That Saddam Hussein shot down Santa's sleigh with an anti-aircraft missile on Christmas Eve, 1990. My grandpa was a liar. Santa is alive and well. I'm curious as to why he felt the need to say that. What actually happened to Santa? I was told in like 4th grade science that our blood was blue and our body's on the way back to the lungs, that oxygen makes it red. My high school students still believed that until I set them straight. They were surprised that the blood in your veins was not blue despite what they see when looking at their wrists. Next year they're gonna be a lot harder on you about this. And the rules only get more strict. Heard that at the end of every year in elementary school, but by high school the rules are much less strict. You on your own in college, lol. My nana would say you're getting so tall whenever she saw me. I'm 5 feet 1 inches. Are you making fun of me, nana? Is that what's happening here? Maybe she is shrinking? We are almost there, during a long car journey. One year my mom gave me and my sister each a Ziploc about a third full of jingling quarters and said, each time you ask that question or get too loud I will take a quarter away. We were dead silent for the whole journey. That moths were the ghosts of butterflies. Cheers for that one, Dad. Honestly, such a cool lie that I would tell my children. My grandpa told me he wouldn't swim with me at the beach because he's made of salt and he'll melt. I believed him. Total lie. He'd dissolve, not melt. Bad people, criminals never win. Sometimes they become president. I need to behave in school because I have a permanent record. Lol, no. I was thinking about this the other day. Could you imagine if interviews brought up a permanent record from elementary school? Lol. Just eat the crust, it'll make your hair curly. My mom must have just been trying to make me appreciate those uneaten pizza corners. I was told that and pickles put hair on my chest. I do have a quite hairy chest, so I haven't questioned it. If you keep making that face it'll freeze that way. Or if you look cross-eyed they'll get stuck that way, lol. Our DARE officer in elementary school said the reason marijuana was so dangerous is because the smoke never leaves your lungs. I had some BS told to me through DARE. Funny thing though, in 5th or 6th grade we had DARE come to our school and talk about drugs. They really made a big deal about weed since it was viewed as so bad back then, but where I went to school is in like the marijuana capital of the US now. Well, they had all of us kids write an essay on why drugs are bad and why we will never do drugs. I have always been able to write very well. My degree is in English, lol. However, I wrote this amazing essay and won a leather DARE jacket. I thought it was the most awesome thing ever. But I became a raver a few years later and definitely did my share of stuff, lol. No idea where the jacket is. I never wanted to wear it so I wouldn't ruin it. I wish I could find it and wear it to a party, lol. Deleted. There are a disproportionate number of surgeons who are sociopaths, so that tracks. At least you can feel genuine human emotion. Cracking your knuckles is bad for you. Some adults genuinely believe that. My dad used to tell me that if I did not go to bed, McHucknell from Simply Red would come and get me. I still shudder when I see him now and I'm 37. Edit. Seems it not just me that cringes over McHucknell. This was my most upvoted comment ever. Thanks all for agreeing. Ha. My folks always told me if I didn't go to bed, Ted Nugent would get me. That the bully slept with my mom. No such thing happened. He was such a liar. Hey buddy, it's me. Hate to break it to you. This is going to sound silly, but I believed in the Sesame Street version of reality. It was really hard to reconcile the world as it actually is and the world as it should be if you side with the Sesame Street ethos. Star Trek: The Next Generation did that to me. Everyone was so competent and worked together professionally. Where TF are those adults? Science fiction is so out there, man. Swallowed gum takes 7 years to digest. Deleted. If you work hard and are loyal to your job, you'll get promoted and paid more. Disloyalty is the best way to make more money. They know you'll leave if they don't pay, and if they really don't pay, you just actually leave because changing jobs is the best way to get a raise. That the boys tease you because they like you. No, they were bullies. And best way to stop bullies is to just ignore them. Fight back is probably a way better solution. I was raised as a Christian and I was born with golden hair syndrome. They kept telling me that if prayed and practiced that mustard seed faith that my deformities would suddenly disappear when I woke up one morning. That and I wouldn't be poor anymore. They always said I didn't pray hard enough. Wow. I cannot imagine what that must have been like. When they say things like this, it causes shame and resentment. How are you not meant to feel betrayed by God or like it's personal? You deserved better than that. Going commando is driving with the windows down. Victoria Day is to celebrate when Queen Victoria allowed women, by law, to wear bikini underwear, which is why it's called Victoria's Secret. Okay, this one is actually pretty funny. That my pet ducks flew south for the winter. Apparently, we ate them for Thanksgiving. I learned this as a 40-plus-year-old adult. Holy shit, I missed that they were your pet ducks on first reading. That's twisted. I thought there would be more quicksand. I passed an active quarry during a walk a few weeks ago, and I got so excited at the danger signs warning about quicksand. At last, I was facing what I'd been trained for. People will try to give me free drugs, dare. Yeah, I was super disappointed to find out that one isn't true later on in life, lol. You'll understand when you are older. I'm almost 30. And still don't. Maybe you'll understand when you're older. Only people who work hard get ahead in life. Having worked for a place that was built on nepotism, I can tell you that is a straight up lie. My math teacher telling me I wouldn't always have a calculator in my pocket. Then they're like, what if phones stop working? Bitch, if phones all stop working then we have bigger problems than 9 plus 10. I was told in 2nd grade that I needed to know how to write in cursive because that's how everyone writes as an adult. Lies. Is cursive in America different from the cursive in Europe? If you told lies your tongues turned blue, and when we hear the ice cream van playing its jingle it meant there wasn't any ice cream left. I was told if I peed in the pool the water would turn purple around me and everyone would know. Guess I developed a good habit of not going pee in the pool. That someday my prince will come, thanks Disney. I wanted to name our new 3D printer Snow White because someday my prince will come at the last place I worked at and everyone just looked at me like I was stupid. You should ignore bullies. Also, don't fight back because that makes you just as bad. Thanks mom. Go to college and you'll be successful. This one still makes me bitter. 5 degrees between my husband and I and we still barely make ends meet. But our parents could support the entire family, won a single job. We did everything right and had every advantage and we still got screwed. Now my folks try to say you are still young, it'll get better. How and when? Turning 46 and I don't see anything changing. You won't grow up and get divorced like we did. Now get married and make us some grandbabies. That eating everything on your plate will somehow feed a starving child in China or Africa. Or both. There's sober kids in Africa. Finish your beer. That if I worked hard I would be able to afford a house, a car, and a yearly vacation. Joke's on me, lol. I don't know how old you are, but that was true at one point. Cramps on your period that last 2 weeks are normal, is the price of being a woman. BS I'm 40 and last year I find out I have endometriosis. See, whole time I thought it was normal. I'm so glad my mum didn't let doctors dismiss my period pain. I've literally gone into shock and passed out from my cramps since I got my period at 12. Mum always advocated for me, got me the help I needed, and taught me how to speak up for myself and not be dismissed by most doctors. My mum always told us it was illegal to have the lights on in the car. I've literally been pulled over for having the dome light on while driving. The officer told me it was a distraction to myself and others and also implied that it could mean I was doing something I shouldn't, drugs, because it was on. We had a nice conversation. I apologized and I never questioned what my mama told me again. Up until now she had always told me it would get me pulled over. Deleted. I can't stand how adults don't realize how much their words stick with children. I protect my nephew like a hawk at family functions. Everyone seems so subconsciously miserable and they wanted him his shine. We had to send the dog to farm. I always wanted a cat but my dad was allergic to cats. Didn't discover it was a lion till adulthood. 1980s. We have to stop using paper bags and glass bottles to save the environment. We have to switch to reusable plastics for the good of the future world. Using paper bags is depleting the rainforests. Today, microplastics have contaminated just about every square inch of this planet's surface. There's so much plastic waste that islands of garbage have formed in the oceans. None of this did anything to reduce pollution or the depletion of the rainforest. It was all just a big lie so big oil could make even more money. Rainforests are more depleted than they have ever been. Big oil made money though. That was the important thing. Glass actually takes more energy to make than a plastic bottle takes oil, but it is true that plastic is polluting and glass is not really. They won't let you do that in middle school, high school, college when you have a job. Yeah, they actually usually would. Usually there was some reason they were asking us to do it one particular way at a particular age, but they weren't sharing it with us for some reason and telling this lie instead. I'll go first. If I eat a watermelon seed, then I'll grow a watermelon in my belly. Wrong. I am a real watermelon survivor and I can tell you with 100% certainty that this one isn't a lie. Life is gonna be easier after school ends. I mean, my life got a whole easier once I got out. Your results may vary. 1. Work hard and live a clean, honest life and you'll be successful. 2. Love comes to everyone when you least expect it. That women aren't as horny as men. Found out too late after I injured my dick. Well, you shouldn't attempt a running start. That all men want is sex and have no morals in that department. This is really toxic for men. I've had plenty of situations where a guy wanted to fuck me and I said no. Looking back, and I wish I had said yes. I was under the impression that having a job would fix all my financial problems and this is very untrue.